This video is sponsored by Teddy Blake.
As much as we love to talk about not consuming on this channel, it is very important to talk about the times where you do want to give things to people or get something, but you can go about it in a more mindful way and also get good ideas that are not just the same ones being repeated over and over again. Because I personally do not want to gift something to someone that is unoriginal, not going to be used, or is just straight up going to get thrown away. Which is exactly why I asked if you guys wanted to see a holiday gift guide on Instagram, and the vote was a resounding yes. So today I'm bringing you guys some unique gift ideas that you can give to people that are not just the same recycled 10 things that we hear every single year. With that being said though, I do want to make a disclaimer that I am a big proponent of always looking for things secondhand first, if possible. I know not everyone is up for receiving secondhand gifts. I totally get that. That is understandable. If you can't do that, I love a homemade gift. If people aren't looking for homemade gifts, I also highly recommend being very specific about what people are asking for. That means asking the exact brand that they want, the exact color, material, being as specific as possible so that everyone can be happy with the gift they are giving, gift they're receiving, and we are reducing the amount of products that get wasted around the holiday season. I was really hoping to do a chill sit-down video with you guys today, just going over some ideas because I'm heading away for the week to be with my partner's family for Thanksgiving. This is a much needed break. I've been so grateful for all the opportunities I've received these past couple months thanks to the growth of this channel and my other social media, along with a bunch of other things going on behind the scenes. But with that being said, I really needed time to kind of step away, but I still want to make sure I get content out for you guys this week and next week. So we're just going to sit down, we're going to chat. Also, if you notice, I'm wearing the same sweater as my last video. I am not batch filming these. That is just how much I love this sweater. I wear it as much as possible. So with all that being said, let's get into the 2025 holiday gift guide. Not going to be going in any like specific order. I did try to group them together, but ended up just grouping things into for the home, clothes and bags, and then miscellaneous. So it's just kind of like in random order, and it is what it is. And I have no more to add to that. Starting with idea number 1, thrifting picture frames to create a photo frame wall for someone or a collage wall. This is something that I've been really interested in doing in my own apartment, possibly even in this corner where I film, but also above my couch. I think this has become a pretty popular thing to do, especially on like Pinterest, but it's something that my family, a lot of family members have had throughout my years. And it wasn't until I realized that this was trending that many people in my life have already done this, and I've been exposed to this since I was very young, and I've always enjoyed the way that it looks. If you know that someone in your life is trying to decorate their apartment, or this is something that they would want to do, taking the time to get an inspiration board from them, taking that to a thrift store, finding frames that align with whatever vibe they're going for could be a really thoughtful gift that A, saves them the hassle of having to go to the thrift store and dig for them themselves, and B, shows the time and effort that you are putting into something that they will actually use. And I don't think that you have to be super secretive about what you're getting people for the holidays. Sometimes letting people know, hey, I'm going to do this thing. I would love a little bit of input, but then the rest of it I'm going to do myself, and you will get it whenever we celebrate the holiday together. I think that's great. There's still an element of surprise because you don't know exactly what they're getting you, how they ended up pulling it together. This goes for so many of the things that we're going to be talking about today. And I just think that we need to stop putting so much pressure on ourselves to like not let anyone know what we're getting them. It is okay to ask people what they want and get specific about it, because how else are you supposed to know what people are actually going to use? Let's move on to number 2, which is a trinket dish. This could be thrifted. There are so many dishes, like dishware, that you can find in a thrift store. Granted, a lot of them are going to be more vintage leaning unless you go to a thrift store that specifically is known for having like a lot of new things. I like a more vintage look, or a little bit more of like a quirky kind of vibe. So I really would love to go to a thrift store and try and find a trinket dish, which has proven to be hard in New York City because everything costs an arm and a leg, even when it's secondhand. But a trinket dish is useful for pretty much everyone. Any gender of person can use a trinket dish. It can be something you set by your door to set your keys in. You can put jewelry in it. You can put it on a coffee table. You could set matchbooks in it, a lighter. There's just so many uses for a trinket dish, and it's a really easy hack to make your house look more put together without actually having to organize stuff. Like just having little dishes placed all over the place is a way to strategically make your clutter look intentional. I've heard that this is an interior design life hack. I could be wrong. Interior designers, if any of you are watching this, let me know how wrong that was in the comments. But you can also buy a brand new trinket dish for someone if there's a very specific thing that you know would look good with their home. Ceramic trinket dishes are really beautiful. I'll pop up on the screen some brands that I recommend. There are a couple of ceramic companies in Wisconsin specifically that I would love to support when I'm back there for the holidays. I believe one of them is called Sad Boy Ceramics, which I love that name. I really think that everyone could use a trinket dish unless they already have them or multiple of them, because obviously we don't want to be giving something to someone that they aren't going to use. All right, the next one is definitely going to take some DIYing, but if you like to create things for people in your life that are meaningful or crafty, I highly recommend doing a pocket picture frame. This came up on my Pinterest, I want to say like 6 months ago. Basically, you take an old pair of denim of some sort. You can just thrift a pair of denim. You can use a pair of denim in your closet that doesn't fit you anymore. You cut out the pocket, you put it in a picture frame, whatever picture frame you want. Maybe going back to the idea of the collage wall, could include this in there. And then in the pocket, you can put photos of you and whoever you're giving the gift to, or just photos of them, or if they have a pet, you could put photos of their pet in it. And then you can add things like, I've seen people I think do keychains. They'll use it by their door to put their keys in. So people put like a little keychain in there with it, with like a lipstick or something on it that they can carry around on the keychain. Totally up to you how you want to stylize it, but I think the base being like the pocket of the denim with like a photo of some sort in it is just so cute and so personalized. Next up, underrated gift, a spoon rest. If you don't actually do much cooking, maybe you don't need this, but as someone who does a lot of cooking and got a spoon rest last year for Christmas as like a white elephant gift, I believe, me and my spoon rest are like this, and it wasn't like a particularly special one. Pretty sure it's black and it has some quote on it. I don't even know what the quote is. You best believe it is one of the best things I have received because it is always next to me when I'm cooking. It saves you from making a mess on the counter. Granted, you're still going to somehow get something on the counter, but it makes less of a mess, or it prevents you from somehow getting a spoon stuck to the counter. You can make these yourself with clay. I don't know exactly what kind of clay you would use. I don't think you can use air dry or polymer because I don't think that's food safe. So you would have to find clay that is food safe. I will also put that on the screen. I did not look up the exact name of that, and that was my bad before filming this. But yes, so you can make a spoon rest. You could also get one custom made, or you could just find one that's really, really pretty that's ceramic. You could also go to a thrift store and try and find a spoon rest. Maybe someone just wants one that's like really plain. Honestly, ours just being black, you can't see the words unless there's not a spoon on it anyways, and it's like in the inside of the rest itself. So keeping it simple is cool, but otherwise you can do some fun things like this, adding flowers to them, maybe adding someone's initials. If you're gifting it to a couple, you could do both of their initials, or the initial of, like if they're married, you could do the initial of their last name, their birth flower or something. I don't know, get creative with it, have fun. I do recommend making sure that it's something they can use all year round rather than just for the holiday season, because less likely to be kept out all year unless they're specifically looking for something that is targeted towards the holiday that you celebrate. Speaking of clay magnets for your fridge. They're so cute and you can make them personalized. If you guys follow Diaries of Creativity, or if you haven't heard of her, she is a YouTuber as well as short form content creator on Instagram and TikTok. She does a lot of crafting and sustainability type videos, and she made a video talking about different gifts that she was going to be giving to people in her life that she was making herself. And one of those things was DIY clay magnets, or little vases that you can put flowers in, because she has a friend that has, I believe, just like plants that grow little flowers that she likes to pick. Having a place to actually put those once you pick them is so cute. You don't have to make them like a vase. You could just do little animals or little trinkets. You could even take things that you would find inside someone's fridge and then make miniature versions of that to put as magnets. I think that would be really cute. If people have a specific aesthetic that they go for in their kitchen, finding colorways or patterns or objects that would look really good in their kitchen, you can get crazy with it, make it abstract. Like, there's no rules, honestly, when it comes to these. Have as much fun or as little fun with it as you want. We're just going hard on all the clay right now. Honestly, I should have just made this section clay key holder. Going back to the pants and the frame being a key holder, people are also making these out of clay. I really like the star designs that I've been seeing with like the little one of the star, what is that called, the points of the star hooks, so you can set your keys on that. That's really cute. I feel like if I got into clay, that is something that I would make for myself. I think making a personalized key holder could be really fun. You can do just like a little shape and add part of it to be a hook. Otherwise, you can make multiple hooks. So many fun ideas here. Again, make sure it's something that people will actually use. Like, realistically, as much as I would love the way it looks, I probably wouldn't be hanging my keys on the door because I'd probably forget them. I just keep them in my bag all the time. But if you know someone in your life that say they set their keys on the table constantly, maybe they've talked about it, or you ask them if they would like to have a key holder by their door or a key hook. Is that what it's called? Is a key hook? I say go for it. Have some fun with it. Make it themed towards them, and I'm sure people will really enjoy that. I promise we're almost done with the clay items. I just got on a roll on Pinterest when I was looking for inspiration, and I kept having ideas pop up in my head that were related to clay. So as we talked about with the trinket dish, you can put jewelry in those, but you could also make a little clay jewelry box for someone. I saw these really cute beds that like you can take the cover off of them, of the bed, and like put jewelry and stuff in there and then put it back. You can also do a tin from mints. Obviously take the mints out, decorate the inside, make it a cute little ring holder. That's like a really easy way to upcycle something. If you already use the mints, maybe you're an avid mint user. I'm thinking like the Altoid tins, but I really think like a fun ring holder. You can also make ones that have like I've seen the ones that, I'm not going to do this because this is YouTube and they will demonetize me, but with the middle finger sticking up and you put the ring on it. There's just so many different unique, there was like a spiky, it almost looked like a sea urchin. It's just like a rock with like spikes on it that you could put your rings on. I thought that was really cool. There's just so many fun ways to create with clay that I think you could honestly unlock an entire world of gifting if you just go on Pinterest and look up clay gifting ideas or like things to make out of clay for your home. The last thing I have on this list for in the home is placemats, because if you're a person that likes to sew or knit or crochet or do some sort of fabric hobby, what is that called? Work with textiles. Maybe you have scrap fabric laying around or you have scrap yarn. You can make some fun placemats like this that have different patches of different colors put together and somehow make some sort of cohesive set, or you could just make one. It depends on who you're making it for. This is also a really fun thing. I don't have a table in my apartment, so this would not be something I could use. You best believe when I eventually have a table somewhere, I would like to custom make myself some placemats. If I have my sewing machine out here, it's definitely something I would consider making for my family, for gifts, for especially like my mom and dad, because they do like to kind of change out the decoration of the kitchen seasonally, and I think it could be fun to do that. We also have a seasonal camper, and placemats for the dining table there at their camper could be really fun as well. Okay, now moving on to my favorite category, clothing and accessories. You guys know that everyone in your life has their own personal style, a little flair, if you will. And we talk a lot on this channel about intentionally buying pieces that are going to stand the test of time, which is exactly why I want to talk to you guys about today's sponsor, Teddy Blake. Teddy Blake creates luxury handbags for every style choice without the insane markup, working in the same Italian factories as other luxurious brands and following the knowledge gathered from decades of experience in the luxury leather. Teddy Blake's bags are a true work of art, and they have so many different unique designs to choose from. My personal favorite at the moment is the Gigi Pomeletto 15-inch in shade Bordeaux. It goes with everything in my closet, and it perfectly fits everything I need to schlep around New York City in one bag, which is actually unheard of for me. Plus, it's sleek and elegant, so you can't even tell I'm carrying around a laptop and a tripod in my purse. So if you're in search of a bag that is high quality, beautifully made, and doesn't break the bank, be sure to go check out teddyblake.com and use code TBLaneyJean10 at checkout for 10% off your order. Thank you so much to Teddy Blake for sponsoring today's video. All right, now that we've talked about getting your dream bag, we need to talk about some accessories that you can get for you or your loved ones if you're getting them a bag too. I highly recommend checking out bag charms and felt charms to give to people for accessories for their purses this year. Bag charms started being big, I want to say about a year or two ago, but the trend has not stopped, and I think people love the ability to personalize their own purses just by adding a little trinket onto it. Sure, we rotate through trinkets, but I find that if you're really intentional about it and the person that you're getting it for knows what they're looking for, the style, maybe the colors, the vibe, I think bag charms can be something that lasts a long time. I've had mine for just under a year and I haven't changed them out. I have 2 bag charms. I love them to death, and I continuously switch them out on my 3 purses that I own. And going along with that, felt charms are also super fun because you can make those yourself for people if you're into felting. So many cool ideas. Again, I really love star designs, and I would love if someone made me a felt star keychain to put on my bag. Maybe see if people in your life are into bag charms, if they have preference on like material, style, etc. Another great idea when it comes to clothes that isn't actually just buying new clothes for someone is to offer to cross stitch or embroider something onto an article of clothing for someone. I got this idea from my roommate because she is cross stitching a pattern onto a pair of jeans for me. Granted, she has been working on those for a year, so this does take time, but the thought of her taking the time to do that for me just melts my heart, and I can't wait to wear the jeans when they're finally done. I get so excited every time I see her working on them. Again, your gifts don't have to be a secret. It's okay if people know, because there's still surprise and joy in seeing the finished product. And you can embroider anything. You could do like a handkerchief to make a bandana for someone and do it on their jeans. You could do it on a top. There's so many unique ways that you could take this hobby of cross stitching and embroidering and help someone personalize their wardrobe. You guys know I'm all for fun accessories, and an accessory that I got 2 years ago that has been a huge part of my staples for winter is a chunky scarf. Now, you can get like the really, really big, thick ones. Personally, mine is like big, but it's not so thick that I'm like sweating when I wear it. I do really like the pattern ones, especially like the plaid rainbow ones that people have been wearing the past couple years. And I was looking for one of those, and then I kind of realized with my personal style, as much as I love the way it looks and I would get use out of it, I don't think I would wear it as much as I think I would, because my closet is not that colorful. I'm pretty neutral. Browns, earth tones, blues, greens. That's kind of my ballpark. Not that I have like a hard and fast rule, but that is what I gravitate towards. But if you have someone in your life that wants like a big chunky scarf, they complain that like their upper body is always cold, a scarf has been a game changer for me in the winter. My upper body is never cold when I have a scarf on. It just locks in the heat. And I found really great ways to kind of tie it around my head too, so I don't have to bring a hat with me everywhere. I can just use my scarf, and it's kind of a 2-for-1. The next 2 accessories I highly recommend is a charm bracelet or a charm necklace. Again, very easy to personalize. My brother got me a charm necklace last year. I love it to death. There's 6 charms on it. Each one is very particular to me, and I wear it almost every day. I'm obsessed with it. It's probably one of the best gifts I've ever gotten. And I think it's just very meaningful when people pick out charms for you, or if they give you particular charms that they want. The fact that they still like took the time to go and get that and make it for you is really, really nice. Next, hat and mittens. If you sew, you can make it out of a nice fabric for someone, like a wool fabric or a flannel fabric. I got really nice wool gloves one year for Christmas. Granted, I did lose them because I was in like 9th grade and didn't realize how nice that pair of gloves were, and I'm so sorry, Mom, that I lost those. I have no idea where they are. They're beautiful and I wish I still had them. But a hat and mittens, making a matching set or set that are kind of similar could be really cute. Knowing the colorways that your friends are pulled towards could be really nice and help you make a set that works really well for their wardrobe so they continuously wear them throughout the winter. You could also knit or crochet. These projects do take a lot of time, especially if you're making them for multiple people, but I think it could be really fun to like knit a beanie for someone. I would actually cry if someone took the time to knit or crochet a piece for me. One of my friends has a little crocheting business. I have commissioned a few pieces from her, and every time I receive them, I literally just like sob. Okay, my next idea, hear me out, because I know a lot of people have these tote bags, but my exception is only if the person, first of all, doesn't have like 20 different tote bags already, and second, you have like scrap material lying around. I really like these gingham tote bags that I've been seeing. Kind of more like a satchel, I guess. They almost give like the Bagoo slouchy bag vibe. I don't even own a Bagoo, but you know what I'm talking about. It's like the Bagoo style of slouchy bag, but it's a tote bag. If you have fabric lying around that you could use to make this, if you know someone in your life that has been wanting a new bag, or maybe they have the same tote bag and it's really worn down and they've been repairing it over and over again and it's time for them to get a replacement, this could be a really fun gift for someone. Also could be a really good gift for like if you have like a niece or a nephew that doesn't have a bag yet. It could be really fun to gift them their first bag, obviously within like a reasonable age, because a 5-year-old probably isn't gonna carry around a tote bag, but like a 15-year-old probably would. Okay, next, socks, because I am of the belief that nobody ever has enough socks. I lose socks way too easily, and I genuinely don't know where they go. They get eaten by the dryer and the washing machine before I can even wear them twice. Also, if someone does know how to knit, knitting a pair of wool socks for someone, what I wouldn't give for a pair of wool socks right now, that might be my next project, is learning how to knit socks. And I feel like that's probably pretty ambitious of me, but considering my first ever knitting project is a sweater, I might go for it. I'm pretty ambitious when it comes to my hobbies. I just think socks are such a good staple. You can get fun socks for people. You can get basics. You can get wool. You could get cotton. Finding the fabric that someone likes for socks, though, I do think is important. Like, make sure you know what length they like for them. If they like an ankle sock, if they like a calf, if they like a knee high, material, patterns, etc. A really fun thing you could custom make yourself is going to a thrift store, finding a nice tie. Could be a funky tie, or it could be just like a plain base tie, and then adding pins and buttons to it. If you have someone in your life that has more of an eclectic maximalist style, it could be really fun to just go all out decorating these ties. Or you could do something a bit more simple. If you like to embroider, maybe embroidering someone's initial on a tie. But I think finding unique pins and buttons also at a thrift store, because you can get like jars of buttons and pins tins sometimes. It'd be a really fun way to like go through and pick out what you think looks good together on the tie and placing them in specific places. Maybe this is just my dream wish list of what I would want to receive for Christmas from people in my life. I would be ecstatic if someone made me a specialty tie. At the end of the day, another great way to get clothes for people is to genuinely just ask them clothes they need, or if they need help repairing clothes, or if they need to go to a tailor, maybe you pay for the tailoring services. There are ways to go about helping people with clothing without just buying random pieces of clothes, if that makes sense. If people have a specific list, obviously you can go off of that if they are looking for something new. But if they're also open to secondhand, like I said at the beginning of the video, looking for things secondhand first is a really great option to help with consuming less new product and giving older pieces of clothing new life. And our final little category is miscellaneous, as I said. We're starting off strong with a collage tin. Going back to the Altoids can, the mint can, I've seen a lot of people make really cute collage boxes with like different knickknacks that make sense to people's friendships. So maybe different tokens of memories that you have with someone. So it could be like, there's a photo and then there's maybe like a couple pieces of their favorite candy or a piece of jewelry in the box. Is it memorabilia? Is that the word that I'm trying to think of? I genuinely think this, whatever cold I'm dealing with, is going straight to my brain. Even write a cute little note in there. And also it's multifunctional because if they take the things out of the tin can still be carried with them everywhere and they can keep things in it if they need to. Okay, next is a laptop case. And also thinking about this, you could do a Kindle case. Again, if you're into sewing or knitting, crocheting of some sort, you can make a cute case to protect the laptop or Kindle when people are traveling around with it. I've had the same case for about 3 years for my laptop. It's in great condition and I just put my laptop in there everywhere I go because I don't want it to get scratched. Just an extra protective layer, extra precaution. And if someone doesn't have one for their laptop, I highly recommend them getting one. And if you can make it for them, that's even better. Going back to a couple of ideas from Diaries of Creativity, she talked a lot about felting. I don't believe she talked about this in her video of things she was creating, but felting bookmarks for someone could be really cool. If you have someone that's a reader, taking the time to create a custom-made bookmark, maybe with characters or themes from their favorite book series or just their favorite standalone book, would be really, really cool. If I had the ability to felt, if I was good at felting, I would totally make my roommate a Fourth Wing bookmark because she is loving Fourth Wing right now. Like a gold background with like gray or black like dragon silhouettes on it. It'd be so cool. Someone make that for me. Send it to me. I'll commission you. Next up, lip keychains. You find the person's favorite lip product. If they're out of it and they need a refill. Specifically, if they're out of it and need a refill. If someone in your life has too many lip products, I don't recommend getting this for them because it takes a while to get through a lip product. For me personally, my go-to is Aquaphor, and I carry around a little tube of Aquaphor with me everywhere I go. I'm actually about to run out of both tubes I have because I have 2 tubes from last Christmas. Taking those, and you poke a little hole in the corner of it and you can add a keychain to it to make it something you can hook on your bag, but also personalize the keychain with like beads. Going back to clay, you could use clay to make something. One of those ideas we talked about before when we were talking about bag charms. If you have someone in your life that likes long candles or candlesticks, candle holders, or they're looking for them for their home, thrifting some candle holders and then getting candlesticks and painting fun designs on them could be really cool and unique and add a nice personal flair to a person's apartment. Again, I would be specific about the style that they are going for in their home, maybe colors of candles and designs that they would want on the candle. Get collaborative with it. It's okay. I promise you, like the main takeaway from today's video should be that it is okay to let people know what you are planning to make for them before you make it, to make sure that they're actually going to enjoy the gift that you want to give them. Next is an AirPods case. One of my friends has a crocheted AirPods case that I think is really, really cute. This is a quick, simple little thing you can make for someone and you can make it a fun color, maybe their favorite color. They're really cute. I like them. And you could also do it the same way you would make a laptop case or a Kindle case. Glasses trays. I just saw these because I was scrolling on Pinterest and I thought they looked really cute and funny. I don't know how practical these actually are to have like either on like your bathroom sink when you're doing your skincare or on your bedside table so you always know where your glasses are, but I thought it was cute so I was gonna throw the idea in here. Coffee cozies. I have one of these that I got from a small brand I want to say 2 years ago, and I use it. I take it with me anytime I go and get coffee out, which granted is not very often nowadays, but if I had gotten the smaller one it would have fit my jam jar that I use for my coffee now, which would also be great and something I would think about making making once I get my sewing machine out here. But if you have a person that likes to drink iced coffee but hates the condensation that comes around the cup, just like if you're drinking like a can of soda and you have like a can koozie, you can make those for coffee jars, glasses, cups for when you go out to get coffee. It could also be as a way to not burn your hand. If you get hot coffee, you can make them for hot coffee cups as well. And the last idea I have today is personalized pins or brooches, because I think pins are cool and brooches are cool. And if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, you don't. I also just think it's really fun to like go to a thrift store and find old pins and rework them to make your own unique piece to give to someone. That is all my ideas for today. I know these are a little bit wild, a little bit quirky, kind of my mood today and just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. So let me know if you like this video or if you prefer my more planned out and a scripted video. This video was not scripted at all. I was going just off of a list of ideas I came up with. No hard feelings. If you guys didn't like this video, please be honest with me. Also, feel free to leave any other ideas you have in the comments so that more people can get more ideas. Share any sustainability tips you have for the holidays, because I love hearing your guys' tips on that. Always trying to be more conscious and more sustainable in any way that I can be. Small changes really do add up. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.